I can use 5 as a benchmark. In the previous lessons, we have added numbers to make 5. Today, we will build numbers to 10. This is called a 10 frame. These are the rows in a 10 frame. How many rows are in this 10 frame? Pause this video and turn and talk to your partner and decide how many rows are in this 10 frame. There are 2 rows in this 10 frame. Well, now let's look at these boxes. So, how many boxes are in each row? Pause this video and turn and talk to your partner about how many boxes are in each row. There are 5 boxes in each row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But how many boxes are there in all? Pause this video and turn and talk to your partner. How many boxes are there in all? There are 10 boxes in all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's why this is called a 10 frame. Now I'm going to show you how to use a 10 frame to help us count. We can put counters one at a time on a 10 frame. We're going to start at the top row just like this. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But now look, the whole first row is full. You know that there are 5 boxes here, so you don't have to count to make sure that there's 5 if you can remember that each row has 5 boxes. So now let's continue. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, as you can see, the entire 10 frame is full. How many counters are on the 10 frame when it's full? Well, it's 10. That's why it's called 10 frame. Now I'm going to take away some counters. Look and see what happens now. So, how many counters are there now? Pause the video and turn and talk to your partner. How many counters are there now? Well, there are 5. If one whole row is full, we know that there are 5 counters. If both rows are full, we know there are 10. We don't have to count them one by one if you remember that this is a 10 frame. Now look at what I'm going to do. I will place one more counter on the 10 frame. Now watch and listen how I count to see how many counters are here. Watch carefully. 5, 6. I don't have to count the 5 because I know that there are 5 counters in the top row. So I start with 5 and count to the next number, 6. Now, How many counters are on the 10 frame now? Pause this video and turn and talk to your partner. How many counters are on the 10 frame now? There are 7 counters on the 10 frame now. Let's count it together. But let's start with 5 and count 2 more. 5, 6, 7. Let's try it again. How many counters are on the 10 frame now? Well, let's count together. Let's start with 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 counters on the 10 frame now. How many counters are on the 10 frame now? Remember, we don't need to count one by one. There are 9 counters on the 10 frame now. Let's count together. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And how many counters are on the 10 frame now? Hopefully you remember that there are 10 because we don't need to count one by one when the entire 10 frame is full. How many counters do I have on the 10 frame now? Let's count it together. 5, 6. I can write an addition equation for these 6 counters. I can see that 5 red counters plus 1 yellow equals 6. Look at the equation that I can write for this. 5 red plus 1 yellow equals 6 counters together. What equation do you think I can write for these counters? Pause the video and turn and talk to your partner. What equation can I write for these 7 counters? Well, I can see that there are 5 red counters, so I'll write 5 plus the yellow counters, which I can see are 1, 2. So I can write 2 for the 2 yellow counters equals 5, 6, 7, 7 in all. Now what equation can I write for the total number of counters now? Pause this video and turn and talk to your partner. Well, I can see that there are 5 red counters, so I can write 5. Then I see that there are some yellow counters, so I'll write plus 3 for the 3 yellow counters equals how many in all? 5, 6, 7, 8. So that equals 8 counters in all. What addition equation can I write now? Pause this video and turn and talk to your partner. So I can see that there are 5 red counters, so I can write 5 for the red counters. I also see some yellow counters. I see 4 yellow counters, so I can write 4 plus 4 equals how many in all? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the sum is 9. Now we are going to look at how 5 can help us solve addition problems. For example, 2 plus 4. So first I put 2 reds on the 10 frame. Then I put on 4 yellows. This shows the addition problem 2 plus 4. So what equation can we write? Well, we can write 2 plus 4 equals, let's count this together, 5, because the entire top row is filled in, so we know it's 5, 5, and 6. Notice how we were able to solve this without counting one by one. If you remember that the top row is 5, you can count on after 5. But you know what else? We can look at the total of 6 in a different way. We know that there are 5 in the first row plus 1 in the second row. And we know that that's 6. So we can see 2 ways to make 6. If we look at the colors, then we see 2 plus 4. If we look at the rows, we see 5 plus 1. Now let's do this again for 1 plus 5. For 1 plus 5, I'll put 1 red, and then I'll put 5 yellows. So what equation can we write if we look at the colors? Pause this video and turn and talk to your partner. What equation can we write if we look at the colors? Well, if we look at the colors, we can see that there's only 1 red right here. So we can write 1 plus the yellow counters. How many yellow counters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5. And how much is that altogether? Let's count it together. 5, 6. So the sum is 6. What equation can we write if we look at the rows? Pause this video and turn and talk to your partner. Well, if we're looking at the rows, we can see that there is 1 full row there, and we know that that's 5, so we can write 5 plus how many are in the second row? Only that 1. So that would be plus 1, and that equals 6. So again, we could look at 6 in 2 different ways, either by looking at the colors or by looking at the rows. In this lesson, you learned how to use 5 as a benchmark.